In this video, I'm going to show you how I achieve these beautiful curls using the best heatless curl routine ever.
Excited to learn about this heatless curl or routine. What is the first step?
Well, the first step is to start with perfectly dry hair. It doesn't have to be freshly washed, but dry hair is ideal for this method.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
So we're going to start with a part that is a zigzag part on the back of your head. And the reason why a zigzag, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be a zigzag, because when you sleep on your hair with a perfectly straight part in the back,
okay,
it will make it so that when you unwrap it, there'll be like this part right here. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So the zigzag is very important because it just lays and falls better in the morning. So we're doing our. It doesn't have to be perfect, like I said, just kind of, zigzagging it.
All right.
You want to part your hair the way you would wear it. So I kind of like this, like kind of to the side a little bit on the top. Then you're going to take your tie, put it centered on the top, and then we're going to just clip it just to hold it in place.
So that's how you start. You put the
Yes.
tie in with the clip.
So now, on the top, I like to do shorter or thinner sections of hair, because these curls are the ones that you're going to see the most of, starting from the top. So you want them to be more tighter, and then going down you can do thicker sections of hair. So we're just going to start right here. You're going to take a section, you're going to split it in half, and then you're going to wrap this around the tie. Okay, and then the second one that you split, you're going to wrap around the tie. And this does take a little bit of practice to get it so that you get the method. Then you're going to take another section and you're going to add it to your first splitted section.
Right.
And then you're going to wrap that around the tie like this. And then you're going to take another section from the back, add that into the other section, and then you're going to wrap that. It's almost like similar to a French braid, how you would do that.
Yeah, because French braid's 3.
Mm-hmm. And then you just keep adding sections.
Yeah.
So you keep
so
doing
in a
that.
way, it is just like a French braid.
Right. And as you do this, you want to try and keep it as close to your head.
Okay.
Because you could do it where it's so far away and then these pieces won't get curled.
Okay.
So you try to adjust it as you're going to keep it as close to your head as possible. So we're just going to keep doing that where we add in sections. I have really long hair, so I have to kind of make sure that I keep this when I am wrapping it as close to the top as possible to make sure I have room to do my entire hair.
Right.
So you just keep going like this. And this took me a while to kind of get this routine down where I could do it quickly.
Yeah.
Keep adding sections to your already wrapped sections and wrap them around.
So you don't wet it or anything at this point?
Nope, it's
Okay.
fully dry at this point. So then we're gonna go here, get that one in there, and just keep wrapping, trying to make sure it's as close to the head as possible. Keep wrapping. These right here. Now, like I said, these are going to be at the bottom of your hair, so they can be a little bit thicker, and they don't have to be as perfect because if you're wearing your hair down, you're not really going to see them as much as the top.
That makes sense.
So then we're almost done with this So then we're going to do our last little piece, add it in here. Get it as tight as you can here because you want that curl. Okay, let's go here.
So basically that tie is acting like a strand of hair, like French braiding. Because French braiding is 3 strands.
And I wanted to mention too, the foam roller. This is very similar to the technique that you would use with those long foam rollers, but I found that when I used the foam roller, it was so thick on the side of my head that it was difficult to sleep. So this, as you can see, is real flat against your head.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
it's not going to be this huge bulk where it's going to disrupt your sleep,
Sure.
you know?
Well, makes sense.
So now I'm just crisscrossing, rolling these around, folding these around like this all the way to the bottom. Then when you get to the end, you just kind of wrap it as best as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect because with curls, you know, you can get away with a lot, but you just kind of try to wrap it as best as you can around. Take your tie. Secure it.
So you're going to go over the products that you use later in the video?
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Just so we can get an idea of
Products.
what you're using, and it's just a guide for other women to hopefully they can pick up tips. Oh wow, you got that really nice.
So that's one side.
Okay, all right. This is the back of the first side. I can see how you got that.
Yeah, and see how close it is braided to the head. That's, you know, like I said, very important. All right, so then we start again here. We take our not too thick section of hair because, like I said, you want these curls to be more tighter curls than at the bottom. And I did want to touch on, so then you take it, wrap it around like that. And then you're going to wrap this one around like this. So it's almost, you know, doing a little circle. Then you grab a piece from this side, add it in to that piece. And then you wrap it around like this. Okay. Take another piece here. So yeah, I wanted to touch a little bit on hair products. It's very important if you do have dry hair or damaged hair in general, always look up all of the ingredients in the products because a lot of times silicone will be added to products and also alcohol-based products to keep from, I guess, mold developing within the hair product. And those things will drastically dry out your hair. And silicone is used in a lot of oils and serums because it does provide shine when you first start using it. But I had a few products that had silicone in them, and I noticed over time that my hair was getting really dry. So silicone is something to shy away from as well.
That makes sense. Now, why would someone choose to do this method? Is it more for health, the health of your hair, or is it more for the curl, or is it both?
It's definitely both. And also, when I did learn this technique, I'll show you. Hold on one second. When I learned this technique, when I learned it, it was started at the base of the head. So you would braid it up so that the ties were at the top and then you could tie them. And I noticed that when you do it like that, when your hair dries in an upward way, that was contributing to frizz because the hair is drying up. So when it comes out, it's going to automatically want to like go up more.
Okay.
So when I switched it to this way, the hair is drying naturally down when you sleep on it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So it's automatically, you know.
Yeah.
It's automatically helping against frizz. Because,
I would imagine the curl too isn't as crazy looking.
Yeah,
You know, like
exactly.
Because I've done small foam rollers before, and my curl was so funny. I don't even know what word to use, jacked up or
I
whatever,
know,
but
right?
it was so funny looking the curl that I had to recurl it afterwards
know.
with the heated curling iron.
And you notice that this would technically be the way that you would curl your hair. You would curl it with it down, you know, sectioned up, and it would be curled more this way.
Yeah.
So this more mimics what you would do with a styling, you know, curling rod or curling iron. So then, like I said, keep it real, as close as you can to the head. They're never going to come out even, you know, but that's okay because with curls you can get away with
do it a
lot.
little bit slow just so I can see, because I get it, but yet I just want to see it a real slow. Like, okay, so you're bringing that piece.
This is the last piece.
Okay, so that you're bringing it over.
And then into the two pieces that I'm working with.
Okay.
So you're essentially left always with two pieces. You're just adding hair into the piece to incorporate it. Then you take it.
Right.
You're wrapping it around the tie.
Okay. Underneath. Okay, so you go underneath that other.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you take it. And this does, like I said, this takes a little bit of practice to do this.
So it's always underneath, not over.
Yeah.
Because I wonder what would happen.
Over, it probably wouldn't fall or lay right, and it would be difficult if you went over.
Okay.
Because see, if I went over, it's
okay. So everything's going under.
Under.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
So now we're almost at the end, and we're just going under. And I know I am going a little fast.
No, it's not fast. It's just I wanted to see how that was going under. Now I'm really getting it. Takes me a while. Yep. And I'm hoping the viewers can see it, but I'm sure they can. I find it to be really interesting.
Yeah, and when you see the results, you'll...
Oh, I can't wait to see the results.
How this really is. And because honestly, I know with myself and most curly-haired girls, we're always searching for that amazing heatless curl routine, and we've tried all of them, you know, and they come out, they just don't give you these type of results. So
now, do you find that this stays longer?
Yes, absolutely.
Than if you did a curling iron?
No, obviously curling iron is always the best,
but not for the quality or the
just for the sole fact of not putting as much heat, not putting heat at all on your hair is always the best idea.
Yeah.
If obviously I was going somewhere real fancy, I would curl with the iron, but I could use this method and it would still hold up and be really good.
Okay.
But I would use hairspray. You don't need to use hairspray on this, but if you did use hairspray, it would last a lot longer.
Okay.
So, but hairspray, like we were talking about, can dry out your hair, but if you use it sparingly, it's okay. Every once in a while. All right, now you want to just kind of wrap that. Okay. Done.
There it is.
Done.
Wow, that's really, and it's cute.
It's
looking,
kind of cute,
you know? Looks like Pippi Longstocking or something.
So now when I wake up, the last thing I do when I get ready is I take this out. So I leave this in as long as I can. So you can actually take these two, if you're washing your face, and wrap them like this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's up, and also, you know, you can shower. I do put my bangs up in like a little, but like tuck those ends in, put my bangs up, wash my face, shower, everything with this fully in.
Right, so this is basically your nighttime routine, because it's 8 o'clock now.
Yep.
8 p.m. And so...
the next step is going to be wetting your hair. So I will kind of talk about this later when I show you my products. I like to just get a plain little spray bottle and I put in it distilled water, purified water, just, you know, maybe not tap water because tap water does have chlorine in it.
Okay.
And that can dry out your hair as well. So just like, you know, just from a water bottle, you know, but some good water.
Sure.
And then I start spraying these. Now you don't want them saturated wet, but you want them wet. And so I would say it's more
damp,
of like
would you say?
not, yeah, like it's like a fine line. It's like almost damp, but maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
So, you know, you want there to be wetness, but
Right.
the reason why I'm doing this last is because it's only really wetting the outside. It's not wetting inside.
Okay.
So that way it will dry nicely by morning. If you did this with wet hair, it wouldn't. And then so I start with the other side, and I feel it and kind of know. And like if you do try this routine and incorporate it into your nighttime, you know, you'll kind of notice, well, I didn't really wet it as much, and I might want to do a little more. And so it's just kind of, you learn as you go with this. But see, like I'm kind of like pushing the wetness in, you know, just to kind of get it in there.
Sure.
Make sure you get the ends always. The ends are important.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it. Oh my goodness. That's it.
So when I go to sleep, because my hair is a little bit wet, I put 2 little like tea towel sized towels on my pillow, and then I put the satin pillowcase over that. And we all know the satin pillowcase is really good against frizz. It's you know, and then I just sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to be doing the reveal tomorrow.
Tomorrow
I
morning.
can't wait to see it.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I can't believe you slept on that all those hours. It still looks really good.
Yeah, it holds up real well in the night, and it's not real bulky, so it's great to sleep.
So it's been a total of what, 12 hours?
about 12 hours, yeah.
Okay. So tell me, before we unravel, why did you choose this method over conventional foam rollers?
Well, I found that the foam rollers were really thick on the side of the head. So to sleep on them, it was very uncomfortable.
Okay.
The foam rollers. I've
That
also
makes sense.
tried the smaller individual rollers all over my head. You can't sleep on those. So it's more just a comfortability type of, you know, thing where I've tried other methods, but they're just not comfortable to sleep in.
You know what? You're right on that. And see, this is...
It's real
this
flat.
Is very flat.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I would have trouble sleeping. I have trouble sleeping anyways.
Me too.
You know, so for me, I would be able to sleep in that. So, and the way you rolled it, that's so amazing.
Yes.
I find that technique to be amazing.
And it's kind of cute too. I mean,
think it's
you know,
cute.
So
I love it. So you're gonna unravel it. I just wanted to have coffee before. It is morning time, guys, and what is it? 9 o'clock in the morning. And so you slept 12 hours with those on. Oh yeah, it's. Let me see the back. Yeah, very nice. So it's kind of like a little crisscross in the back.
Yeah.
Which,
that's very important.
We're gonna side. Well, I mean, obviously, we're gonna show more close-ups when we start unraveling it. But oh man, I can't wait to try this, guys. You know, I mean, I've been putting heat on my hair, and it's starting to dry out. And you know, if you don't change your method, you will have dry hair and frizzy hair.
And then breakage as well, split ends, things like that. When you do have curly hair, the split ends can really, you know, make the hair more frizzy. So we really are, as curly girls, we're battling frizz. We're battling humidity.
And this humidity in Florida is brutal, right? We do have some issues here, but so that was pretty much how you you came upon this.
Well, I've been searching for a long time for just, you know, a heatless curl routine. I've tried so many.
All right, so we're gonna finish our coffee, and then we're gonna start unraveling this and see the final result. Talk us through how you unravel this and your technique for styling this.
elastics at the bottom. And now when you take out these curls, it's very important to keep the curl intact. And I'll kind of show you how I do that as I get higher up. So we're first gonna just take out these little ends here. But as I'm taking them out, I'm not pulling them out. I'm keeping the curl intact. See how you kind of, you're just unraveling, but you're not messing with the curl formation.
Yeah, I see that. That's, yeah.
So that's very important. You just go up, and then you can see already this looks like a curl that you would get from a styling rod or a curling iron. So you just keep going up. You're gonna get a little bit of a tangle. Just keep going. Make sure, you might get a little tangle here and there, but that's all right. You just run your fingers through it, and look at that. Already you can see these beautiful curls. Try not to stretch them out too much. Just keep them where they want to fall. There we go. All right, so now when you have one that's kind of flipped, you just want to gently put it to rights. So that's that side. Leave that like that, and now we're starting on the other side. Just take out your little ponytail holder. Okay, so we're just gently unraveling these curls without really pulling them. They just want to fall where they want to fall. All right, so I first kind of brush this so it's not so much of a, a separation, and then I kind of puff up my top a little bit. I don't mess with the curls too much. I just kind of get this going, and then I'll check the back. You always have to check the back. I'm gonna turn around this way. You don't want the back, you want to make sure that you kind of have the back of it is brushed.
Just to blend it in?
Yeah, just to kind of get a good blend on the back. That's nice right there. All right. So now, I like to wear my curls to the side. So I will kind of go like this a little bit, do a little fluff, not too much. Just, you bring your hand in and you kind of shake it a little bit just to kind of break the curls, but you're not rushing through it. You're not doing anything else. And then that's basically it. I mean,
wow, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. And then, like I said,
goodness.
just you want to kind of brush it so it's not. But then these, like I said, if you don't touch these throughout the day,
stay.
Beautiful.
Now, what about someone like me? Because I have very fine hair.
Well,
Would I put hairspray in?
I would, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because with you, you know, you're not dealing so much with frizz because your hair is straight.
Right.
When you have the curly hair, the frizz is one of those things where we're always battling it no matter what.
Sure,
So with
yeah.
straighter hair, I would say definitely some hairspray just so that it will hold better.
Okay, turn like to the side. I can't get over that.
I'm telling you.
I am like
It's
totally stunned because I thought it was going to come out all funny looking.
I know.
And because I've done regular curlers, and it comes out like so crazy looking.
Yeah, no, this, it almost looks like I curled it, like I said
Oh,
before,
man,
with
it's gorgeous.
with a curling rod. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you know.
I'm like shocked at how nice it looks.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Well, I think that is a success. And thank you, Vanessa, for showing your technique with us. You know, I really think that that's going to benefit a lot of women because putting heat on your hair is causing so much damage.
I know, especially if you know, want your hair to look curly every day and you're putting heat on it every day.
Yeah.
Over time, it's going to dry it out.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
you know, it's just not good for your hair. Your hair will be in a better, more healthy condition if the less heat you can put, the better. When it comes to
Absolutely.
curls.
Well, thanks again, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye.
Bye.